Hi there, it's Mark and Jules, creators of the multi-award winning Future Toolbox. And we're now going to talk about interviews. Now, in our career, we've probably interviewed thousands of people, right from schoolwork experience or a school leaver getting their first job, and in your case, up to senior management level.
Indeed, yes, we have.
Yeah. So now we're not going to talk about the whole interview process. We're just going to look at the first impressions. First impressions are really important, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And did you know, this is how important they are, that the person that's going to be interviewing will make their decision based on the first 10 or 15 seconds of meeting you. So that's how critical your first impression is.
Wow. So in that short space of time, we've got a lot of stuff to cram in there. Now, my first top tip, the minute you walk through the door, your interview started. In fact, as soon as you're in view of the building where your interview is, the interview started. But I would say make sure you're on time, because there's nothing worse than walking into an interview late and setting a really, really bad impression, is there? And I think the record was I had somebody who was 4.5 hours late for an interview once.
See, I wouldn't even interview them.
Yeah, it didn't go very far. We cancelled that one.
Make sure that you're well dressed, and because that makes a very, very key impression. You know, you don't have to have designer clothes or anything like that, but just that you're clean and well presented, and your hair's nice and tidy, and if you've got really long hair and it's a windy day, maybe tie it up or something.
Have a shave?
Possibly.
Another one that's really key is good eye contact. So, you don't want to be staring at the person and making them feel really uncomfortable. And you also don't really want to be talking everywhere else, but like looking at where the other person is, because then your confidence levels will drop and you can see how that worked there. So good eye contact. Smile, a genuine smile. Somebody once said to me, smile through your eyes. What a lovely phrase that was. And then a really, really good handshake as well. Now, sometimes if you get a bit of a sweaty palm, you don't really want to be wiping it on yourself like this. So just take a tissue or a small handkerchief and just dab the sweat off your hands first. That's a really good first impression to set, isn't it?
First impression. Something else, and this is a really key thing that somebody taught me ages and ages ago. When you turn up for your interview, it could be that a person on reception or the assistant to whoever you're having the interview with, they may offer you a tea or a coffee, which is really, really lovely. But think about this, and this has happened to me, is they'll hand you a really hot cup of tea. The person that's going to interview you will come along and they'll want to shake your hand. You might be sitting in a chair with this cup of tea. You stand up, you've got that, you've got a bag, and then you've got to try and shake hands, and you don't know what to do with any of it, and it all ends up in a bit of a mess. So my advice to you is politely decline the drink. Unless you don't want to spill it either down yourself or maybe it's over the interviewer.
And also if it tastes horrible.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be bad.
So my next one is controlling your nerves as well. Now, obviously, people in an interview situation are generally going to feel a little bit nervous. But if you've got a bit of paper in your hand and you're shaking like this, then that is obviously going to make your nerves show and going to escalate them more. There is absolutely nothing wrong with telling the interviewer you're nervous. Look, I'm sorry I'm a little bit nervous here, but I'm going to relax now and I'm going to carry on with the interview. So if you do make a mistake in your introduction or anything, have no problem with that. But do try and control your nerves, relax, breathe deeply and sit in the interview waiting area before the interviewer greets you and just get your nerves together.
Yes,
absolutely.
And another good little tip is to, before the interview starts, you could be, walking down the corridor into the office or wherever the interview is going to take place. Try and think of a couple of questions to create some sort of like polite sort of conversation. And, it could be something as simple as, oh, can't believe it's so sunny today, which it is actually today. Or, these offices are really lovely. Just try and think of something so you can just start the conversation going and that will help to control your nerves as well. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed. So there's some of our top tips there. Remember that the interviewer will generally go for the person they like and they build up the relationship with as well. So all of those tips there, create the first impression, build that relationship with the person and set the right first impression.
Good luck.